This May at the Solar Power Southeast trade show, PV Magazine held its fourth Quality Roundtable in the United States. In this roundtable, we focused on issues specific to the South: hurricanes, flooding, and damp heat. This gave us no shortage of gory details for plants gone wrong.
They found severe bus bar corrosion. They found cracking on the back sheets. They found delamination of the back sheets, discoloration, all of this. And eventually what was revealed was that water was making its way into the modules. They saw modules that had been picked up and thrown other places, and modules that had been snapped and cells were damaged, and all of this.
Literally, people have opened up combiner boxes and water has come out of them because of just the damp heat.
This plant sat under more than 2 feet of water for several weeks, despite not being located in a floodplain.
One of the themes that emerged was the significance of testing as a means to make sure that equipment is up to the challenges that the region can pose.
But what sort of accelerated testing happened at your facility? And then I would imagine the manufacturer also had something that dealt with this. And did it include, in addition to accelerated life, water intrusion over the course of that? Explain that. What standard were they tested to, and what was included in those standards?
They went through our standard product qualification program, which is based on IEC 61215 testing. And these particular modules went through, there are 9 test streams, and the one that really deals with this type of issue is damp heat. So the IEC standard goes to 1,000 hours. We take the modules to 2,000 hours at 85 degrees and 85% relative humidity. So really looking at that kind of acceleration factor and trying to look at the lifetime. As Christian mentioned, the modules did exhibit some similar failure modes when we tested them in the lab. So, points back to the sort of the validity of testing, and that these issues are coming up in testing that are being seen in the field as well.
What do you do to make sure that you're getting a product that suits the climate, particularly these climate conditions that have a lot of damp heat?
Trust but verify.
Design of both components and systems was also an important theme.
Getting away from things that are cookie cutter designs is important, right? Like thinking that something in the Midwest in a desert is going to have the same operating environment as something along the coastline in Virginia is just crazy, right? And as an industry, we're like, well, let's go pick that one up and go drop it over here. That's not reality, guys. I mean, that's not how it works. So you've got to be working with people that understand that there's a different environment depending on where you're putting your system up, and they have a different methodology of how they design that system.
The plant that had our submersible product, cable product on it, was still operating, even though our wire was underwater. The other one was not. The combiner boxes and all the fuses in the combiner box had blown.
And with all of these horror stories, it was important to put things into perspective.
We talk about the scary things in here. Typically, we don't have a case study about everything that's gone right. But keep that in mind. And when you're talking to local communities and those who are selling projects and developing projects, well that there are many projects that go right. So don't be scared.
The majority of sites are doing really well, right? Yes, there are some outliers. Stuff happens. People have a bad batch or had other challenges, but the good companies learn from it and then make their product better.
So they actually pay me to be scared. But
good for you.
Yeah, it's a fun job. But I guess the question I've got is, so most codes and standards that you guys, when you go through the process, it's all about safety. We've alluded to that earlier. I'm wondering, is there a point on the horizon where someone in the process that's got a financial stake in this is going to start demanding more quality related standards?